Now, scientists have long speculated about the idea of parallel universes. That is, the idea that there are an infinite number of timelines running alongside ours in other dimensions, but where things have worked out a little differently. And this week, I wanted to give you a peek into one of those alternate universes, where not only did Joe Biden not step aside to let Kamala Harris crash and burn, but one where Biden won and stayed on the public stage.
If I told you all earlier, when I was a kid, I had a cleft palate or a club foot, none of you would have laughed. But it's okay to laugh at stuttering. I'm not being critical of you, but think about it. It's the one place where people think you're stupid. Oh, really? I'm a hell of a lot smarter than most of you.
Yes, that's right. Old Sleepy Joe is back, this time making an appearance at the funeral of civil rights leader, former presidential candidate, and turned corporate shakedown artist, the Reverend Jesse Jackson. And yes, it did look like he was telling a largely black audience that he was smarter than them. Okay. Now, while at the funeral, Biden also made a weird sort of appeal to, I don't know what to call this, some kind of Pan-African racial solidarity.
By the way, you know, the continent of Africa is going to be the largest continent in the world in terms of population by the year 2050, the largest in the entire world. Watch, man. Watch.
Watch, man. Watch. I was just so sorry that there wasn't a tribute to Corn Pop in there. But anyway, Biden was there summing up what I miss most about the Democrats being in power. And that was, of course, how all talk about race disappeared because everybody came together in the spirit of healing. And speaking of being totally healing and not at all divisive, another former president, Barack Obama, also showed up.
Every day you wake up to things you just didn't think were possible. Each day we're told by those in high office to fear each other and to turn on each other, and that some Americans count more than others, and that some don't even count at all. Everywhere we see greed and bigotry being celebrated, and bullying and mockery masquerading as strength.
Oh, turn it off. I've seen enough. But it does bring back so many great memories of how Barack Obama basically led to Donald Trump because he spent his whole administration calling half of the country awful. Anyway, I'm also glad for that clip because it acts as a bit of, I guess you could say, welfare check-in, proof of life for Barack Obama, who is right now watching the signature dream of his foreign policy agenda, a nuclear deal with Iran that involved sending Iran billions of dollars in exchange for putting off their acquisition of a nuclear weapon. Well, that dream is right now quite literally being pounded into rubble. I wonder how things are going in Barack's alternative universe. Meanwhile, back in this universe, our shared timeline of reality, well, the left really is on another planet. One where they keep getting dragged further and further to the left by their radical extreme base that hates the West, hates America, hates Israel, and is completely out of step with our shared timeline of reality. Why, just in New York City this week, the wife of radical left Muslim Mayor Zohran Mamdani got in, let's just say, a spot of trouble when it was revealed she had liked Instagram posts celebrating October 7 attacks, including one showing Palestinians celebrating on a captured IDF vehicle on the day. Charming. Now, Mamdani, of course, waved off questions about this at a press conference, saying that, well, his wife is a private citizen, and notably, he refused to say that what she did was wrong.
You know, my wife is the love of my life, and she's also a private person who has held no formal position on my campaign or in my city hall. I, however, was elected to represent all 8.5 million people in this city, and I believe that it's my responsibility, because of that role, to answer any questions about my thoughts and my policies and my decisions.
Yeah, I think we all know who wears the hijab in that relationship, if you know what I mean. But Democrats really do live in an alternate universe. But that's nothing compared to this. Because apparently, this is something that we've just found out, and thank God we've got Trump in there and his people doing the digging. We've just found out, and how is this for an alternate universe? Under the Biden administration, there was an effort to make maps, you know, maps like with roads and stuff on them, make maps more gay. This came out in congressional testimony Friday when State Department Undersecretary for Public Affairs and Public Diplomacy, Sarah Rogers, blew the whistle on this in what I can only say is a hilariously deadpan style.
Can you tell me what is queering the map?
So I think we were trying to make the maps more gay.
Literally?
Well,
how do you
don't
make a map
know.
more gay?
I mean, especially
Or
with
gay
AI,
at all?
you know, since the age of cartography, we've had pretty good maps, but maybe they weren't gay enough. So I know also, I took critical theory in college. I think sometimes people use queer as a verb. I do understand that the maps that we were trying to make gay were, I think, of Czechia and Slovakia. So maybe those countries asked for it. I doubt it, but I don't know.
Gay maps. Who knew? Thank you, Biden administration, for that. Well, anyway, it's fun to see how close we came to keeping the left's alternate universe going. But frankly, for me, this remains the greatest timeline.